On this episode, we're back with our Fab Five series, and this time we're talking about underrated things at Walt Disney World. Today's February 28th, 2023, and this is episode 543 of the Main Street Magic Podcast.
Jeremy and Rhonda are more than a little fond of Disney World, so they made this podcast to share it all with you. Reports and resorts, top 10 lists of all sorts, Main Street Magic's bringing it home for you.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Main Street Magic. I'm your host, Jeremy Stein, and as always, I'm joined by my lovely wife, Rhonda.
Hey guys.
Make sure you check us out on the web at mainstmagic.com, as well as follow on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at MainStMagic. If you've not done so already, head out to Facebook and search for the Main Street Magic community and ask to join. Then if you hit that subscribe button, you get these brand new episodes every Tuesday and Friday. If you're planning a trip to Disneyland or Walt Disney World, it can be overwhelming. It can be just downright frustrating, especially when it comes to booking those Disney dining reservations. But don't worry, Mouse Dining will remove that frustration, and they'll alert you when they spot availability for your desired restaurant, date, meal, and time. Visit msmfriends.com to use this free service.
Today we are talking about our Fab Five underrated items.
And what are those going to include as we continue this Fab Five series? It's been a little while, but this is one of my favorite series that we do. So what five topics, items, I guess I would say, are we going to select from that we think are underrated throughout Walt Disney World?
Well, we are going to pick a snack, a quick service, a table service, a resort, and a ride.
Yeah, so underrated, I think. Now, I think this is where it'll be an interesting conversation for us, Rhonda, because you are not so enthralled in the social media aspect of Disney and the news sites and the other podcasts and things like that. So underrated for us really is, or for me for sure, is about things that people just don't talk about as much. You know, like there's certain things that you just see all the time. You know, here comes a ride, here's a restaurant, here's a resort. These are the ones that people constantly talk about. So let's talk about some of the things that maybe you don't hear come up a lot.
And that is what I had to try to go on or off of, is things that I don't feel like is talked about that much.
Okay, so well, let's start. So you said we're going to do a snack, right? A quick service restaurant, a table service restaurant. We're going to do a resort, and then we're going to do a ride. Let's start immediately with the snack. Now, there's no rules. Was it no rules, just right? Is that Outback Steakhouse's slogan,
know.
I believe? So for this episode, there's no rules. It's just right.
Okay.
Do you think any of our picks will line up among these five?
I would think not.
Not. Interesting. So where are you starting then with a snack? And let's see if we line up here, and this is where we'll set the precedent, right? Everybody talks about whether they like them or not. People talk about Mickey pretzels. They talk about churros. They talk about Dole Whip, right? Mickey bars, popcorn. Those aren't considered underrated because they're constantly talked about, whether it's a positive or negative.
Yep.
Let me ask you this. Are all of your things on a positive note? Like these are all things that are underrated to you?
Yeah.
Because you enjoy them.
Yeah.
You could technically say, hey, this bad thing's not talked about,
Yeah.
but we're not going to go that route, right?
No.
We're a positive show.
Yeah.
What is your most underrated snack throughout Walt Disney World?
So I kind of have two of them because I wasn't sure if your rules and everything. I am going to go to the, what would you call it? Ice cream cart.
Yeah.
Where you have your Mickey bars. And I'm actually going to pick, which was super cool because I really don't think I realized what it was until our good friends Ashley and Karen got their daughter one, and they actually called it the Olaf popsicle. Yeah. And I was like, there's an Olaf popsicle? Like, I'm thinking Olaf and like him, like it was some type of white in his eyes, maybe being bubble gum. Like, I'm thinking like your old time ice cream,
like out of an ice cream truck that you got as a kid.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Shaped as a snowman.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is what I pictured.
That would be good.
And I was like, wait, when did this happen? And they were like, oh no. So Olaf is on the outside, but he is inside this basically like refreshing, good fruit popsicle.
Yeah.
And they were obviously keeping her away from the chocolate and the major ice cream. And I was like, Oh my God, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And this thing is super good, super refreshing. I love it. And I was like, wow, that is underrated. And then on a nice hot day, I love that. And I will say for my chocolate, underrated to me at that same cart is your Mickey ice cream cookie one. Where
the
it's
sandwich?
the sandwich.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think those are overlooked a lot by the ice
I do
cream
too.
bar.
I don't think it's ever really. In fact, I've even asked my kids, "Oh, would you want one of these, one of those?" And I've actually tried to share before. Can I? Oh, let's get the ice cream sandwich or ice cream cookie. Some people call it a cookie. Some people call it a sandwich. And I haven't. And we had one. I did get one because the kids haven't been with us, more recent. And I'm just like, this thing is so stinking good.
Yeah.
And that is your chocolate fix. But to me, your, nice, like summer hot, that Olaf fruit bar is super good.
And it's literally just Olaf packaging.
It is.
But it is, it's super refreshing. And I like your idea though of the Mickey ice cream sandwich because it is often overshadowed by the ice cream bar. And sometimes I love a good ice cream sandwich. That outside cookie part, it gets like stuck up in the roof of your mouth.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But it's like good, and you kind of like I got to get that off of there. And but it's delicious, and I think that's a great one.
I think it's also underrated because if you get a Mickey ice cream bar, that chocolate falls off so much.
Yeah, you got a better
watch out.
chance of melting issues with the chocolate bar as opposed to the sandwich.
Went to the bathroom.
Is that what you want to bring up right now? Is Lacey brought that up earlier today?
I know.
The one time I
hysterical.
sat in chocolate, and you guys have not let me live that. That was like a decade ago.
It was
and
super
it still
funny.
comes up.
You had light shorts on.
I did.
And it was very funny.
It did look, yeah. I am considering this a snack.
Okay.
The steak puff from Baseline Tap House. Do you agree that's a snack? That's not a meal.
Yeah, I would assume it's a snack because every time we've kind of joked and been like, I need to get one my own self. So I think anything you almost need to get as your own self is a snack.
Yeah.
Like if you eat a whole pretzel and you're like, I can share it, but I kind of want it myself.
Right. Yeah. This to me, I think is very underrated. A lot of people don't talk about it. They go to Baseline and they get the pretzel and the cheese or the mustard if you like that type of disgusting thing, or you double up cheese like we do. But this thing is so delicious.
Oh, it is.
It is like this elevated Philly cheesesteak. And to me, it reminds me of something that you would find at one of the festivals at Epcot.
Yeah.
That's what it's like. And the fact that this is a staple on the menu, every time we go to Baseline, which is anytime we're in Hollywood Studios, I almost never see anyone else ordering this thing. I feel like it's
the pretzel
only us.
And then the cheese board.
Yeah, and the charcuterie. And nobody gets this thing. And it is just so dang good.
Yeah.
Like, we'll be at Hollywood Studios next Sunday.
You're gonna get
1 week from today. I say we get one.
Okay.
We can introduce some dance teamers to it. We'll be there with the dance team.
Yep.
So I love this thing, and I do think it's a snack. You're not going to replace a meal with it, even if you eat it on your own.
Yeah.
But it's one of those items, like we talk about some items at the festivals where we go, you should share.
Right.
Except for this item.
Yeah.
You should not share this item.
There's an olive salad. How do you feel about that?
I have not partaken in the olive salad portion. I've not partaken in the olive salad portion, but you have.
It's good. I like it.
You like it?
Yeah.
Is it necessary?
Oh. No, God, no, not at all.
Okay.
Because I would never eat it with it.
Okay.
And have it on its side. I just like olives, and it's a situation where I eat it and it's good.
Yeah.
It's such a small amount.
It's very tiny.
Tiny.
I would like to see maybe instead like a possibility for a little pasta salad. Maybe like a nice light refreshing pasta salad.
Okay.
With like a vinaigrette. That would be cool to go on the side. All right, we're going to move on to our next Fab Five underrated, which is our quick service restaurant. And what are you going for your quick service restaurant? Was this a challenging pick?
Kind of.
Okay.
First of all, this whole thing was challenging.
This actually was a challenging one. I do think so.
and I think I'm gonna go with, unless all of a sudden we start talking, and then I'm like, oh wait, I have this one. But I think I'm gonna go with Art of Animation Landscape of Flavors.
Yeah.
It has just been so good every time we've been there. I know it has been a while. We should
it's
get
changed.
back.
It's changed
Because it
over
has
time.
changed.
And I only say changed because they got rid of the surf and turf burger,
Right.
which is
But
one of my
it's
favorite
still
things. It's still
good.
outstanding.
Still really good.
Yeah. When you're talking about a value resort, quick service food court, they are really changing things up.
Yeah.
You know, they're offering these different bowls. You still have your standard pizza. You still have some of your standard fare like burgers and all, but they're also going into I haven't looked at the menu lately. They used to have that paneer cheese that was like grilled, which was really, really good. I think that's an outstanding pick that enough people don't talk about. And if you're staying at Art of Animation, yeah, I'd put this
Pop
up there.
Century either. You can walk over.
You can walk over from Pop Century. I mean, yeah, I'd put this up there with one of the top 5 quick service restaurants on property, to be honest, even if you're going into the parks and everything. But you're right. I don't think it gets enough love outside of possibly our podcast because we've talked about it for years.
Yeah.
Right? Just in the back of my mind before I get into my pick, because I'm going to get in trouble if I don't mention it, I was very close to changing up my pick for my snack. After tonight, we went and hung out with Ashley and Karen a little bit before we're recording. And she brought up a great point, Ashley did, is the corn at Harambe area there, right outside of the safari in Animal Kingdom. That corn, we had never had it.
Yeah.
We went with them.
It is a snack. It is a $5-ish.
I think it is.
Corn on the cob.
Yep.
With some seasoning on it, and holy moly,
so good.
It is. So the next time we're there, I think I want to get my own and get your
Let's
own.
each get one.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's so good.
And another thing, I know we're now going backwards a little bit. The one thing that my steak puff does not do a good job of is I do believe that a snack, the availability to walk around with it.
See, mine is
really positive.
We
like
should have had rules.
We could have had some rules. You have to walk around with a snack.
Yep.
Then I'm okay. Then if I have to, switching mine to the corn on
To
the
the
cob
corn on the
there
cob.
in Harambe outside of the safari because it's outstanding. You can walk around. It's got its own handle.
Yep.
Like, you know, when corn was designed, it was like, hey, let's put a handle on it. Like more foods should just have their own built-in handle, I think.
I'm sure they do. It's just cut off.
Well, what other one would be cut off? Unless you're eating like a head of broccoli walking around.
I mean,
broccoli would have its own handle. You know, it would actually be pretty good. What if you did like a steamed, seasoned broccoli head and it has its own handle and you walk around, it's got good seasoning on it. They could drizzle cheese on top and you're just gnawing on broccoli. If people are eating turkey legs and that stuff the grease is dripping down your arm, why can't we have a broccoli head for our vegetarian and vegan friends?
Well, I mean, yeah, or cauliflower at that point.
Buffalo cauliflower head,
bad,
an entire one. You wrap tinfoil around the stalk.
Okay.
And you just walk around with
But I mean, a
cauliflower
cucumber
head.
grows, like everything grows where you kind of have some type of probably handle
to it. Carrots. That's a good one. All right. I don't know where we're headed with this. All right. So I'm on my quick service.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with ABC Commissary in Hollywood Studios.
Okay.
This is not talked about enough.
And
after
changed.
that, dude, after that menu refresh, this place is unbelievable.
Yeah.
That buffalo chicken, grilled cheese, they have incredible tacos. Like, this is one of those places that I just, it's a little bit, everybody treats that area as a cut through, right? You're coming, all right, I'm coming from the main area.
100%.
And I'm looking at Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, and I got to get to Galaxy's Edge as quick as possible. Let's cut through ABC Commissary. Nobody cares. Let's just pass by it. We're not going to worry about it. That place is outstanding. I mean, we're talking top 5, with Landscape of Flavor. We're talking top 5 quick service restaurants. That's in top 5 that nobody talks about.
Okay.
Do you agree?
Sure? I don't know.
I don't hear a lot about it, to be honest. I really don't.
Okay.
And we can certainly have, I'm sure there could be some folks that'll come out and be like, I hear about ABC Commissary all the time. And I'll be like, I don't. And
or a backlot tour. Or
Backlot Express.
Yeah.
I think is actually a pretty wonderful one as well.
That's literally hidden.
But I think it's well known.
ABC.
Yeah. But I think Backlot is well known. Like people know to go there.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. But ABC,
I wouldn't.
it had a bad rap. First of all, ABC started off wonderful. They used to have a rib platter, right? Then it went through all these changes, and it was not great.
Okay.
Then we had COVID come through, and a lot of things obviously were shut down. A lot of things were, coming out of that and changing. And then all of a sudden they came out with this new menu. And I think I'll compare it to a polite pig in the sense that it eats like a sit-down restaurant. I really do think so.
Oh,
I think the food you get there, you would expect from a sit-down table service restaurant.
1,000%. Mm-hmm.
And people aren't really unaware of that or aware of that.
Mm-hmm.
It is so good.
Mm-hmm.
It's, again, one of those places I'm like, we got to go back there. I want other tacos. Great salads. Everything is wonderful there.
Yep.
So for places that eat like a table service because they are, what is your underrated table service restaurant?
I hope this is one. I wasn't even sure. I was going to say Yak and Yeti.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. I wasn't sure because.
What's a table service?
No, but I didn't
Yak and
know.
not Yak and Yeti local food cafe, which is next door, which is a quick service.
Right.
But the actual sit down Landry's restaurant.
Yeah. Because there's so many things to choose from.
Yeah.
And I think that's the number one reason. And, we always talk about their tuna nachos, which we actually had some today. We went to Island Wing Company, is that what it's called?
Yeah.
For lunch after we saw Ant-Man.
Let's put a pin in it. Oh, I can't believe I just said that.
I don't
hate
know what
that
that
term.
means.
I remember it being made famous from Bolt. You remember the agent was like, cause she'd bring something up. She'd be like, "Hey, I want to talk about this," and you go, "You know what? Let's put a pin in it." Means you come back to it later. And I just used it, and I now hate myself for it. But let's put a pin in Quantumania, and we will cover a little bit of that before we wrap up this episode.
Okay.
But tuna nachos, Yak and
We
Yeti.
then went to lunch after the movie because we saw a very early movie because I like to have my Sundays to come back and we have to record like today
hang
and
with
then
friends,
hang with friends
relax.
or whatever, relax because then I have to work the next 3 days straight. So it was a nice family lunch, had a great day. And so they had these ahi tuna nacho like platter that had wontons that is very similar to the Yak and Yeti.
Yeah.
Much smaller and grand scheme of things and very simpler, but still super good. I loved them. Did you
loved
not?
it. Okay. I loved it. Yeah. I mean, again, it's not going to hit Yak and Yeti status.
Oh, 100%. But my whole point is, even though those are the probably best things on the actual menu, there are so many other things, which I feel like that just makes it so underrated because I think everything is actually good. We have literally had other things and everything has been really good.
Yeah. I'll put Yak and Yeti there as underrated as far as, again, my seeing things on social media. It is not underrated when you go to get a table there without a reservation, right? Because it is busy. You can go to Landry's.com, I believe it is. Sign up for their card. It'll cost you $25. You're immediately going to get a $25.
Did we ever do that?
No, we have not. I have no idea why. I don't know. We need to do it. So you're going to pay $25 for your Landry's card. Also good at T-Rex, Rainforest, and many places. I think Morton's Steakhouse, like, again, outside of Disney. So $25. You're going to immediately get a $25 gift card, digital gift card you can use. So boom, you've already broke even. You're going to get preferred seating. So you could go up and they could say it's an hour and a half standby wait, and you could go Landry's card, and it might take you 15, 20 minutes.
That's
right?
amazing.
You're going to get a birthday gift, I believe is $25 when your birthday comes around.
Really?
Yeah. So it's got a lot of benefits.
I
have no idea because we've always been with Kat and Michael.
Yeah.
And they have one.
That have done it. Yep.
Yeah. So highly, highly recommend you go do that.
Yep.
And I think Yak and Yeti is superb. It is so good. Everything there we have loved. My underrated.
Sure, what's yours?
We're going to go to Magic Kingdom.
Oh,
Where do you think
Lord.
I'm hitting? You know exactly where I'm going.
I am, but are you sure it's underrated?
I think
now?
it's underrated. You can still get walk-up reservations pretty quick anytime you want.
Okay.
Skipper Canteen. Magic Kingdom. I think Magic Kingdom falls under the radar for food because the table services aren't really great.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like when you think of a sit-down meal, Magic Kingdom is going to be way down on your list. You know, you're going to be talking about the 3 other parks. You're going to be talking about the resorts. You're not bringing Magic Kingdom into the game normally.
Or people are, and they're going to Cinderella's Royal Table.
Yeah.
Be our guest.
Yeah.
The Crystal Palace.
I will throw it out and say that Cinderella Royal Table is underrated by their actual quality of food. I feel like there's not enough. I have not seen a lot of positive things come out as far as food goes where people are like, this is an outstanding meal. People go, this is an outstanding atmosphere. You get to see princesses. They're coming back. Like, this is great, but the food, you know, it's food. We've loved it.
Well, every time.
We've been there
3 times now.
Yeah.
It has been fan-freaking-tastic.
We've loved it.
It's been amazing.
But Skipper Canteen,
yeah,
which I still think got a bad rap from day one. And they changed the menu and they changed the names of things and they changed the descriptions because people were worried about being adventurous. Yeah. When you put something, I swear originally when they had the whole fish dish that they put the word piranha in the title. I get it. It's not really piranha. I get it. People are a little turned off. So they started to dumb down the description, the titles and all. But they're serving absolutely outstanding food that is adventurous enough. I would like to see it get to an adventurous level like a Tiffin's. I think Tiffin's does a really good job of saying, let's be adventurous. I hate the fact that you can almost get a walk up there most days. I mean, again, you'll
be mad because then when you want to walk up that day.
Yeah, this place is horrible.
Son of a
this
gun,
place is
I can't
awful.
Go now.
I wouldn't go. I would never go there. I wouldn't make a reservation. I would just go to Pecos Bills or Cosmic Rays, and I would never go to Skipper Canteen. I don't think you need to. Don't get there. It tastes like chicken because it is. Which is an outstanding dish. I love Skipper Canteen.
Well, good.
It's one of my favorites. And you know, again, you're looking at Magic Kingdom where I don't think there's another park that you need a break more than Magic Kingdom. You know what I mean? Like you need a sit-down restaurant.
Yep.
Lunch or dinner at Magic Kingdom.
Well, maybe
you
that's
need it
why
for the
there
sanity
is.
of your family, of yourself. Adults can go ahead and grab themselves an alcoholic beverage. You can get really good food. The kids have always loved it. Like I remember the kids just getting steak and broccoli and it being really, really good.
Yeah.
So I think it's extremely underrated. And I hope that it actually stays that way. Right?
Yeah.
I think our next one is the hardest, which is resort. What do you feel is an underrated resort? Because at this point, can you go moderate? Can you even mention a deluxe?
I have a deluxe and a value.
Okay. So what are you talking about for deluxe that you feel is underrated?
Boardwalk.
Okay.
Because of you, really. Because
you think I made it underrated.
You just never loved it.
I love the Boardwalk
I've
now.
always loved it. Kat and Michael were the first to love it.
They got us hooked.
And it was just one of those things where I kind of feel like as it took you a very long time to realize, like, okay, so Boardwalk doesn't have food that you can get, but the whole boardwalk is the food. Like,
I made that revelation that nobody has.
Okay,
I'm kidding. I'm obviously kidding.
Sure. Like, I think
it was a revelation for me, though.
It really
was the one time that I was like, you know what? I get it.
Yeah. And I think I never said because you were just such a stickler on
say watch your words.
Boardwalk is not great. Boardwalk sucks. Boardwalk this.
I don't think I ever said the S word.
Sure
Rhonda,
you did.
There's children listening.
But like you always had good stuff to say about Yacht and Beach, of course. I always liked Boardwalk.
Yeah.
So I feel like I was with Kat and Michael and always like, yep. So with that being said, that is my deluxe.
Okay.
my value, and the reason I use quotation marks is because there's a small area, in my opinion, for the value, which is, if everybody understands what I'm talking about, is Art of Animation.
Yeah.
Because you just have the Little Mermaid rooms that are for not a family suite where you can just get 2 beds, 1 bathroom, your normal, what you get at All Star and Pop Century. But they then have the Nemo suites, the Lion King suites, and the Cars suites, which you get 2 bathrooms and you get 3 full beds. And I say full, 2 queen and 1 king. I do believe the pull downs and the pull outs are queens.
I think all 3 are queens. I think the master bedroom is a queen.
It's not king.
I don't believe so. No.
Okay. Well,
but still,
it's big enough where you and I don't touch. And in a full...
Which is apparently a big thing for you. Don't touch me while I'm sleeping. I want the biggest bed possible. When we stay at the suites, Rhonda makes me sleep in another bed. No, I'm kidding.
I don't mind, like, but when we go to sleep or when we're like trying,
During
whatever. I don't mind snuggling.
During active sleeping time, you do not want to touch another human being. I agree. Before maybe the morning. Well, you're not really a morning person.
I'm not a morning person. Don't touch me. Either. Don't touch me in the morning,
folks. Like, don't touch Rhonda in the morning.
But at night when we're like cuddling, whatever, fine. But then like I get hot or you're annoying because you're snoring in my ear or something, and I'm like, oh my God, what are you doing? Move over.
I appreciate that.
Something. But I think Art of Animation now it might be more talked about now because of first of all, they have all those family suites where you can fit 2, 4, 6. Yeah. And then honestly, you can still put like a baby, what do you call it? Pack and play crib in your room. Yeah. So, I mean, you got up to 7 people, even 8. If you can you got 2 little kids.
That is against the law.
Oh, it's against the law.
I believe that is against the law.
Say, if you have 2 little kids. Yeah. But anyways, you can get a lot of people in that room and you have 2 bathrooms. It is, I think, the most without going up to like a 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom, way expensive. And it's supposed to be considered a value. And I think it might be more rated, I guess, because of the Skyliner now. Right.
Yeah, I think this is a really good pick because, and the reason that I think it's underrated is that I think the Little Mermaid rooms in the standard studios get very much overlooked.
Yeah.
Now, I will say, they're going to be priced more than your rooms right across the lake at Pop Century for the Little Mermaid. Usually, yes.
I do love them, though.
I do, too. Yeah, I think Art of Animation overall, the Skyliner, and my original pick was going to be Pop Century, but I think the Skyliner has added so much to that it's no longer underrated.
Yep.
Could you guess what mine is? Because I'm going way off the beaten path, I feel like, with this.
I almost start to say like the All-Stars, but I'm
going All-Star Music.
Really?
The Broadway section specifically at All-Star Music, I think is the most underrated Disney resort section there is. I absolutely love it. I mean, you have all these like marquees and they've got all these posters and just, it's absolutely beautiful and it's lit up at night. I think it is so severely underrated. Also at All-Star Music, which I feel like nobody talks about, we've never stayed at, I would like one time to, is the family suites.
They do have those.
Everything now is refurbed. I think the refurbs are wonderfully done.
Okay, well then let's stay there. Do you know how much like they are?
You know who we could ask?
Main Street Travel.
We could ask Chuck with Main Street Magic Travel.
Yes.
mainstmagictravel.com.
Let's do that.
I would actually like to see that and stay in those suites. Yep. I think they look incredible. I think
Can we stay this weekend?
People talk about movies all the time, which All-Star Movies is my favorite of the All-Stars.
Okay.
But music, severely underrated. And that Broadway section, y'all, go look up some photos. Like, it is stunning at nighttime. I usually, anytime I've stayed and I've done some solo trips, I get stuck in the country music section. And I just got to go out and see a giant boot. And so I don't know how I always get stuck there, but that's the way it works.
Because you hate country.
Because
I love
I'm
country.
not a fan of country music.
I love it.
I am not. There's some newer country music that I feel like is barely
That's not country.
country anymore.
Yep.
Did you see now? I know you didn't because, again,
No,
you
I
have a
don't
life
see-
and you work a lot and I don't, apparently, because I've seen there is a new trend of like country like rap.
Oh,
There's
Lord.
one. Let me show you the video of this female
Mm.
country rap artist. Did you know
Mm.
Nelly went a little bit country and his stuff's actually pretty good. I don't know if he still has
I've
the
always
Band-Aid under his eye, though.
I've always liked Nelly.
Do you think he got that cleared up? Do you think that finally healed?
Sure.
Let's move on to our final category, which is ride. For me, this was the hardest, and I don't know that my pick is going to actually qualify. What's yours?
So I'm laughing because
'Cause
literally.
you got it from the children.
Yeah.
know
I
what you
kept
picked.
asking, I'm like, Lacey, like she was in the back and I'm super excited. We are actually going to be those people and we are going to be at Disney this coming weekend.
It'll be so fun.
For Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for Lacey's dance team, which I'm super excited. We are not going to be those people though, going to be at one of the All-Stars. We are going to be, unfortunately, at a SeaWorld.
The Sheraton Vistana.
Yeah.
It's a little bit off the beaten
Hotel.
path, but that's all right.
But her whole team will be there, so it'll be fine. And we're not gonna be. I was very sad at Worldwide of Sports.
Wide World of
Excuse me,
Sports.
Wide World of Sports. We are transferred to the Contemporary in their convention part.
Yeah.
So I'm, kind of excited for that aspect of it, but I'm also kind of sad because I was like, man, I kind of want to be at the.
I wanted to do an actual competition thing at Wide World of
Yeah.
Sports. That
But-
complex is unbelievable.
But I mean, this is her first year.
Yeah.
She is going to
Be
be
back next
trying
year.
out
Yep.
again. And so we will keep y'all posted. But anyways, with all that being said, I was like, Lacey, give me this. And I think she was literally looking up like underrated online. And she was like, how about this? And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, how about that? And so she actually said People Mover.
Yeah.
And I was like, I love that ride. And we, I feel like no matter what, how busy it is at Magic, we can always ride the People Mover.
Yeah.
Even if it looks like a long line, you get in the line and maybe 10 minutes or
Yep.
so. And I love how you can see everything. I love how you can go through, Buzz and Space Mountain, and now you can see Tron.
Yeah.
I'm like, I love that ride. So I picked People Mover.
It's so funny because People Mover, I feel like, has a cult following. But if you are not a part of that cult following,
Mhm.
it is severely underrated. Right? I mean,
Okay. I don't know.
yeah, it's true.
Again, this is all the stuff that,
I love People Mover.
yeah, but I'm saying like, I could have said like Kaylin, like when we were kind of discussing it, she was like Polly for the resort.
Yeah, for resort. You're like, no.
Okay.
Everybody loves
no,
Polly. You can't
everybody
say
loves
that,
Polly. So that's where I'm like, some things I do know, like that aspect, but
Yeah.
I don't know for the
Yeah.
People Mover aspect. And I was thinking a lot of people might like it, but then I'm thinking, all right, you're at Magic Kingdom and you're like, all right, we see the Cinderella's Royal Castle. Like, what are we here to do? And what are everybody here to do? Okay, they're there to ride Mine Train. They're ride
Yep.
this, that, the other, Haunted Mansion.
Yeah. The mountains.
Like, mountains, everything.
Pirates. You're not. People Mover.
Nobody's gonna go
too far down the
I want to
list.
go to People Mover.
Yep.
Which I'm like, I do.
Yeah.
I love that ride.
It's one of our first go-tos. Like
Yeah.
when we're at Magic Kingdom, we're getting People Mover in.
Yeah.
We absolutely love
But
it.
that's another thing. A, we're gonna get it in, but B, if
You
like,
can get it in.
exactly.
Yeah.
If you're like, oh my gosh, Like
Yep.
Pirates is a 45-minute ride. This is this ride. This is this wait. Blah blah. Okay, well, People Mover probably won't be, but
Right.
10 to 15.
Yeah. No, I love that pick. So I think mine's going to be controversial because, okay, here's the thing. The ride I'm going to pick is overshadowed by its former self. And I'm going to pick Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. Because I still think, and again, this is coming from someone who spends way too much time on social media and in the Disney groups, in the Disney realm, that there are so many people that are still like, oh, why'd you get rid of Great Movie Ride? Why this, that, whatever. I think Mickey and Minnie's is an absolutely fabulous, fun-filled family ride that I want to do every single time we hit Hollywood Studios if we can. It is one of those rides I smile from ear to ear the entire time. I absolutely love it, and I don't think it gets enough credit for being an absolutely outstanding ride. For the first time to ever feature Mickey Mouse and Minnie and all as the go-to attraction and ride. And I know it gets long wait times, and that's where you could debate me and say it's not underrated,
Which is
right?
hard to say.
But
It's in
I think it is.
Icon.
Yes, it is the Icon, Rhonda. Tower of Terror can take a back seat.
Oh,
to
that's
Chinese
right.
theater.
So I was
No, it's not
saying
the Icon. I think it's the Icon.
Right. I was saying it backwards. I was saying it's the Icon for you. I should have
Yeah,
made
the Chinese
my voice
theater.
different. Because I was
I
saying
believe in it so
Icon.
much that I had it tattooed on my body.
I know.
As the Icon is the Chinese theater. Everybody else that would get my tattoo that I have of representing all four parks would have gotten Tower of Terror. And I said, no,
What
sir.
happens if they
They're
take away?
never going to. That's the thing. It's not going to change. They're not
Because
taking
they-
away the Chinese theater.
Took it from China, right?
What?
I
No,
don't
it's the
know.
Man's Chinese theater
That's
out
what I
in
mean.
Hollywood. Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're not allowed to call it Man's Chinese theater. Remember, we went through a whole thing.
I
Do you
say,
remember
didn't we
that?
go through a whole thing? That
So
they're
here's
not
here's what we
basically,
heard,
like,
and
gonna
I've never gotten confirmation. We were told by a cast member the reason that Chinese theater is not the Icon of Hollywood Studios for Disney marketing is because they could not get the marketing rights. They were able to
Right.
actually, that's why
Right.
it's not called the Man's Chinese
Right.
Theater, which is the one
Right.
out there. They call it Chinese Theater. They got the blueprints from the original out in Hollywood, and they were able to recreate it. But from my understanding that we were told, they could not get the marketing rights to make it the icon of the park.
Right.
Even though it is the central focus
Right.
of that park when you first enter, the same way as Tree of Life, Cinderella Castle, Spaceship Earth. They picked Tower of Terror. That's the one they had to go for, which makes sense because that's the one you see from a distance. You can literally see it from Epcot. It makes sense. Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway is severely underrated. It is so good. It is so fun. Everyone can enjoy. You can take babies on it. You can take a baby on it.
I was just gonna say
Right?
that you can take a baby.
You can take a baby on People Mover.
Yeah.
Any ride that a baby can enjoy is a ride for me.
Okay.
Let's talk real quick before we shut down about Quantumanium. And if you have not seen it yet,
Go ahead.
just
and,
stop, whatever,
yeah.
if you want to. But also, it's been a week. Go see it, man. We only took forever because I feel like forever because you had just gotten back from Vegas. And
Well, you had
actually
us
had
coming.
tickets. Yeah.
You had tickets when I came home. I supposedly landed at like 12:24 p.m. on Sunday after taking the red eye.
Yeah.
Jeremy had us like a
5:30.
5 something, and then I literally didn't get there till like 1:30 or almost
No, you
2.
were 2 hours
2?
delayed. You're about 2:30.
Yeah.
You were 2 hours delayed.
Then we had lunch
Because we
I was
believe that the
starving.
pilot forgot his license.
I don't know how that
And they had to
worked.
switch out pilots.
Yeah, but they did have to switch out that. And then I was hungry, and then I was just very grateful and thankful because I don't know if I would have even watched the movie. I might have just tried to sleep. But
Yeah, you
anyways,
would not. So we saw it this morning, 10:30 this morning.
so he moved it a week. And yeah, you put us in a D box, which if anybody isn't familiar with that, it is a seat now that you go to the theater and you sit down, and it not only vibrates but moves.
It legit
like
moves.
literally like moves.
Like a mini ride.
Yeah. And then it doesn't, praise God, it doesn't like spray salt or not salt water.
Oh, that
or
would actually be pretty
air.
good.
No. I would no.
It should put sense and stuff.
No.
Like
Anyway.
or when like on the movie when all the ants were running in, like what if it did like
no,
Tough to Be a Bug? No? Okay. So what did you think of the movie? Did you
I thought it was
Ooh,
fine.
I'm about to get the real one because I don't feel like you had this opinion
I thought it
earlier.
was fine. No, I know what you're going to say. So we probably should let you go first because I really thought it was fine, good.
Yeah.
I didn't look at my watch thinking, oh my God, we have an hour left. I didn't I thought it was a really good, fine movie. I thought it was very Star Wars like. I was like, are those
had
the
a ton of Star Wars feels.
I was like, are those
Yeah.
the what are they called? The guys that
The
want
Jawas?
to trade Jawas.
Yeah.
I was like, A, are those the Jawas? Because they
Right.
look so much like it. B, there was just some major Star Wars vibes where I
Yeah.
was like,
Agree.
is this Avengers or Star Wars?
Yeah.
Or are we blurring the lines now?
Right.
Other than that, I thought it was really good and fine. I thought the story was fine. I thought everything was good where like they needed to kind of, and I say needed, I liked how they told how, I mean, yeah, it took a while, but I still thought it was fine how they told the story of her and why she was so secretive about it.
Janet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked it. It was, again, I didn't look at my watch. I thought it was good. I came out of it going, okay, that was good. Would I go pay to see it again? Absolutely
No.
not. Would I watch it again when it comes to Disney Plus? Absolutely.
Oh, you would? Okay.
Why not? I
Yeah.
mean, it wasn't something awful. It wasn't like there wasn't things that happened that I was like, okay, this like No Way Home. Like we just watched that the other night and I was like, I don't even really want to watch this. It's awful. Like everybody
No. Hold on.
forgets him.
Don't say it's awful. It's an outstanding
It's a
movie.
good movie.
It's gonna
and I remember
kill you in the feels.
Yeah.
It's gonna hurt your heart. I just thought I don't think this brought anything to the table other than trying to introduce some future characters and plot lines. I just and again, I absolutely love the character of Scott Lang. I think Paul Rudd is unbelievable.
Oh, he
I love
absolutely is.
Hank. I love Cassie. This new introduction of Cassie.
Yeah, she's
And
pretty cool.
as we're going to move into her being part, I assume, of the new Avengers, I am super duper excited for. I thought this could have been a hour and a half movie. I thought it drug on. The plot drugged on. I don't. We already got introduced to Kang in Loki at the end of Loki. First of all, Jonathan Majors is unbelievable. Holy moly. That dude can act.
I'm
he
assuming
was-
that's Kane.
Yes.
Okay.
He was outstanding. The MODOK was interesting.
I
I
just started to say-
understand it. It
What
is.
is his name? Darren?
Yeah.
That was stupid.
Well, so in the comics and in
Okay.
everything,
I don't read
he is
comics.
very kind of ridiculous.
That was
in a
stupid to
sense.
me.
It was weird. I just don't think this movie needed to be made other than introducing some characters and the way that they're going to perform in the future. I will say this, visually, it was absolutely stunning.
Oh,
See this on the big screen.
That's what I was going to say.
See this on the big screen.
It reminded me of Star Wars versus Avatar put together.
Oh, yeah. That's a
I
great
was
point.
like, there was so many like
I love, what was the weird
aesthetic.
thing's name with that ended up getting the holes? Bev, I think it was. Oh my God, that character was
funny.
amazing. I don't know. I just found myself being let down considering Ant-Man is probably one of my favorite Marvel characters. And I don't know. I didn't love it. But
Okay.
I will be honest. I don't think that I've loved anything since No Way Home as we come out of the Infinity Saga. We're now getting into the Kang Dynasty and Kang Saga. I haven't loved anything since No Way Home. I thought Wakanda
You
Forever.
loved No Way Home.
I loved No Way Home. I am saying this. I put it out on Twitter and people had some great responses. There is no other cinematic character in the world, in my opinion, that has had more loss than Peter Parker. There's not another. He lost every single human being that he knows at the end of No Way Home. All right?
Okay.
Think about others have lost. Thor has lost a lot.
Lost.
Right? Star-Lord has lost a lot.
Lost memory, not like they're dead.
But he lost them. It doesn't matter if they're
you
dead
can
or
get
not.
them back.
We'll see.
They will.
We'll see.
Okay, come on.
Somebody brought up, was a really good one. Frank Castle, The Punisher. That's actually a really good one. Bruce Wayne, Batman, is a really, really good one. Talk about experiencing loss.
We're not moving into that.
No, I'm just saying in general, characters in general,
Right.
I think. Macaulay Culkin and My Girl, right? I've never actually seen that movie. Didn't she die from a bee sting? No,
Are
he
you
died or she
serious?
died. I've never seen My Girl.
Oh, my Lord.
Yeah.
Okay.
What was the other movie we decided I've never seen? Oh, guys, I'm just going to throw it out there and then we'll shut this down. And please keep listening after this. I swear I've seen some great movies. I don't believe I've ever seen Caddyshack.
Yeah, y'all. We
ate at Caddyshack. Well, we
didn't.
We had a drink and then we got fries,
Yep.
which were really good at Caddyshack, the Murray's Brothers restaurant. Okay, we should shut this down before we go too far into the quantum realm. But yeah, I almost started on it, and I don't want people to think I didn't like Wakanda Forever. I thought Wakanda Forever was an incredibly beautiful movie with a stunning tribute to Chadwick Boseman.
Mhm.
I just, in the long run, I didn't love the movie as a whole. It was another of those. I think that
I'd like to watch it again now.
I would
know
too.
that everything.
What's happening? Yeah.
Yeah. Because again, I didn't know that was
Yeah.
crazy. And if y'all haven't seen it,
Another spoiler alert.
another spoiler. Just if you've just turn it off now. But
That's another one. You're never going to see these incredible Oscar noms and stuff for Marvel movies, but Jonathan Majors and Angela Bassett, holy moly, Angela Bassett
I was talking
kills it in Wakanda Forever.
Zuri. What's her name?
Shuri. She's
Like-
unbelievable too.
Wait, that's not Angela? No,
No, Angela
I'm talking-
Bassett's the queen.
Yeah.
Yes, but who plays Shuri? Yes. Is
Oh my
also
God,
absolutely
she lost her
unbelievable.
brother and her mother. And, what she went
It's-
through.
yeah.
I'm surprised she didn't become an actual villain. Y'all
Right.
talk about villains,
Right.
and I have a heart for them and how Maleficent
If
wouldn't
you
have
see
been.
that story,
I
Yeah.
would be a villain.
Yeah.
If I was, how you
You'd
say her
lost
name?
all that?
Shuri?
Shuri.
I'd be a villain.
If you lost
I
all
would
that,
want
yeah,
to
it'd be
go-
hard not to.
With her technology and what she knows and what she can do, and her being now the Black, I'd be like, I'm out. I'm the Dark Panther.
All right,
or the whatever.
I'm going to take your iPhone away from you because now I'm worried about your technology. because
I'm
you
not
are-
smart like her. But seriously, I would become a villain. I get. That's why I love villains. I get them.
I still go back and forth between wanting to
So
know
don't
their
ever
origin
take anything
story.
away from me like this.
Oh
because
my
I will then.
goodness. Oh my goodness. I still go back and forth about wanting to know their backstory and not, because I think
Okay.
sometimes it's cool just for them to be
Okay.
evil.
Let's just say, sister, evil. Evil.
Whose sister? Me? I don't have a sister. What?
Chadwick Boseman's Black Panther's sister.
Shuri. Right. Okay.
She's evil.
Okay.
All you
Let's
know
say
is
she's
she's evil.
Right.
Just almost like in the very beginning where the one guy was he fought him for
Killmonger?
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Or
Killmonger's backstory made a ton of sense.
okay.
They showed it in Black Panther.
Well, I'm just saying. And then what's the hot guy? What's his name? That was the bad guy through the whole one. He's so hot.
Are you talking? You're still talking about Killmonger? Michael B. Jordan?
Yes,
Yeah.
that one. No,
That's an attractive man.
Yes, there's that one, Michael B. Jordan, and then there's the one that actually the very beginning. What was it? He fought. He tried. He's the one.
Oh
from
yeah, I'm so sorry. I can't think of his name. He was from the other tribe.
Yes.
And then he becomes good. Oh, I love
Yes.
that dude too.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm so sorry. I can't
Okay.
remember his name
That's
right
fine.
now. We're
But I'm just
getting
saying,
into the late hours of
the-
recording.
The point is all of a sudden, if Suri was bad
Right.
from the beginning, you had no idea. And then all of the Black Panthers like this came out. And you were like, oh, yeah, I get it. I totally get it.
Let me say this then.
I'd be bad too.
Let me say this about villains, right? what I think they did so good with Killmonger in Black Panther is that they told his entire origin story within that movie. He first came out and you're like, this is a bad dude. But then they showed you within the same 2.5 hours, this is why he's a bad dude. And then you were like, I get it. What I didn't care about was for Maleficent, we had decades of Maleficent being a horrible, horrible villain. And then all of a sudden they're like, oh, you know what? Let's give a little backstory, make you feel bad for her. I don't like that. Same Joker. It's the reason I haven't seen Joker.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I would, if you can say it within the own film of a villain, then I think I'm okay with it.
They didn't, like, it has to take years. You got to, like.
I know, but
Kaylin wouldn't have realized that.
Sometimes I want a villain to just be a villain.
Okay.
And that's why the Joker to me, that's why Heath Ledger's Joker is the best. Because you get so many stories of why he's a villain and you don't know what's true, what's not. You just are like, this dude is bad.
Well, and even in Black Panther with Shuri, like, she could almost, she was that
very close. Very
to
close.
Turning bad.
And I would have understood it.
Oh, yeah.
And I think I would have been okay with it.
Yeah, 100%.
All right.
But
well,
anyways.
that was fun. That was neat. That was a neat little conversation. Well, guys, thank you so much for listening, putting up for our little tangent here in our rant. We should do more of these. Yeah, we should do more of these, especially when we see Guardians 3 coming out in May here.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody gonna die. That's all I'm saying. Somebody's gonna die.
Why?
I think it's Rocket. I think we lose Rocket for sure, which will be hard.
All right.
I will say this before I finally sign off. I have an idea for us to do a bracket challenge here soon of the best voice actors that have been in Disney, Marvel, Star Wars. I gotta say, Bradley Cooper as Rocket is up there.
Okay.
It is such a good
I've always loved
voice
Bradley
actor.
Cooper.
Oh, Bradley Cooper's incredible. Guys, thank you so much for listening. We truly appreciate it. We got a lot of more fun stuff coming up. You can learn all about our dance competition weekend coming. You can check us out on wonderlandcrew.com for our Patreon group, mainstreetshirts.com. We do have a new shirt coming as soon as a special artist will design it for me. That is Be Nice to Bees. From our last Flower and Garden preview episode, we actually had some interest from Rhonda's we also had someone that was like, don't let those bees touch me.
You
know what? Yeah.
Bees.
They're like, if you don't want to get squash bee, then don't land on me.
Aww.
That could be another shirt. We could have like yin and yang of both of them. But
okay.
Go ahead and hit subscribe. You will get brand new episodes every Tuesday and Friday. And we would be so thankful if you would leave us a rating and review.
Because it'll help our show grow.
That's all we've got. We'll see you real soon.
Jeremy and Rhonda are more than a little fond of Disney World, so they made this podcast to share it all with you. Reports and resorts, top 10 lists of all sorts, Main Street Magic's bringing it home for you.